Yo ho, all hands, hoist the colors high. Heave ho, thieves and beggars, never shall we
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Bad and Mead podcast. I'm your host Dylan, and today I'm joined by Declan, our co-host. How are you doing today, Decky?
Yeah, good mate. Bit sad after that loss, but we've been brought back down to earth. But yeah, not too shabby.
Yeah, that's all right. In a week where all four of our senior grades conceded 40 or more points, a little bit rough, a bit of a deflating loss. But yeah, why don't we get into it? Warriors win 40 points to 6 in Auckland, in New Zealand. No doubt, a very even first half. I mean, look, 50% possession goes either way for both sides. And going into half time, I was reasonably pleased about how the Raiders performed. Given the wet conditions again, I thought that there was a few times in that first half we had a few missed opportunities, particularly towards the end, and there were times where our discipline let us down. But all in all, I thought it was more so the Warriors. It was great defense from the Warriors to hold us up. There were multiple opportunities where Hudson Young got held up over the line, and yeah, we were unable to come up with points. So yeah, what was your thoughts on the start of the game from the
Yeah, look,
Raiders?
I missed the first half because of work, but that second half we came back. I was like, oh, 6-all. This is not bad at all. Like looking good. And then yeah, I think I got a little bit too excited, and I thought we actually might have a big chance at winning this game. Always goes down to grit and determination with the Raiders, but unfortunately, the Warriors they just wanted it more. And I rewatched the first half today. I was like, wow, we were two completely different sides and two halves of footy. And so were the Warriors, but you could tell we just got out physicaled by their forward pack. They just absolutely dominated every play, every run. I got to say, the Fisher Harris stood so tall for his forward pack, man, and so did Jackson Forward. They were superb. With our forward pack, missing Papa, I think, was a huge loss for us. He brings so much leadership to the pack, and yeah, just a bit down after that loss. But it's our first loss of the season. That bound to happen, and in tough, tricky conditions, back-to-back weeks. Poor Ricky. Just everywhere he goes, he brings the wet with him. But yeah, not a great first. Well, great first half, but not a great way to finish off the second half of the game.
Oh yeah, and yeah, those wet conditions play in factor so much, particularly with the high ball. And Warriors, Tanner Boyd had such a strategic game. Yeah, constantly bombing to Tamale. Like they had an absolute vendetta against him. Anytime he got the ball, they'd have three or four guys swarming on him. But I thought that's what we did well that first half. I thought we did very well to get out of our own end. I thought Tamale and Sassangi once again were great at doing that with terrific big carries. And then even looking at that first try, like I've been watching that first try from a week, so we saw a terrific um, backline play. I thought, oh yeah, here we go. Hopefully, this is going to be a repeat for the rest of the game. But yeah, didn't really get the chance to see that. I think there was a lot of times where we hit the lead runner probably too much. Saw Noah Martin come close to crashing over, and obviously that ended up with CHT coming off with a HIA.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we might have thought that that would have given us a bit of a leg up. But Tane Tuapiki coming on, he was terrific. He had a bit of a hand in their first try. He helped save Hudson Young's try. Even in that set of 6, where we absolutely marched upfield. I think Tamale took a carry, Sasangi took a carry, Tarpany took a great carry, and then Tamale was able to drag back. It was DWZ
Yeah.
back for an extra 5 meters, and then Warriors made an error, and Nickel Cookstad and Tuapiki were able to hold us out, and that was terrific. Like that set of 16 the first half from them in defence, and then I think Sanders coughed it off in the last play of that set.
Yeah, he did.
But yeah, very very even first half.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, I think Taps had a great stint. Uh, I don't know. Did you think that we sort of pushed boundaries a little too much? Because watching, I honestly felt like that we gave away a lot of six agains. A lot
Yep.
of them probably warranted. There's just such a fine line with ruck infringements. Like, one referee you have a different opinion than others, and yeah, I think we were slow a lot of times, and then we're getting off the line probably a little too much. But didn't really go hand in hand. I don't think the Warriors
Nah.
got penalised enough than they probably should have. They
Yeah.
bargained for. Like,
The amount of times they lied in the ruck. I mean, obviously with Hudson Young lying in the ruck multiple times, not getting out of the ruck, that's completely fair. But I swear the Warriors were laying on us a lot longer than we were allowed to lay on them, if that makes sense.
yeah.
But I mean, that's not an excuse of why we lost. We're just saying we didn't get really rubber the green whatsoever. But yeah, I think these six again calls are really, really confusing for me because I actually don't understand where most of these referees blow their six agains from. It's one thing, but then if it happens again, they don't blow it again. Like these ruck infringements. Like, what is the ruck infringement for? Like there was holding down for too long, or was it lying in the ruck, or was it something else? Because sometimes these six agains, they're just blowing. It feels like they're just blowing it for the sake of blowing it. It makes no sense whatsoever, and I feel like the NRL really need to step in and go, look, they need to explain why these six agains are not consistent, and why are they just waving their hand? Are they waving their hand for the sake of waving their hand? Like, it's so frustrating sometimes, especially as a supporter. You go, well, why are you throwing your hand in the air for something that should have been before and you didn't do it?
Yeah, well, they're trying to speed the game. I think that's the point. And we saw an interview with Joey Tarpon. I think it was Anthony Gilling interviewed after the game.
Yeah.
And he was asking Taps, what's his thoughts on the game speeding up, with all these new rule changes. And Tarpon got frustrated a lot, clearly, with the referee in the first half.
Mm.
And Tarpon was saying, I might have to lose an extra 5 kilos the way the speed of the game is. And he was still a bit iffy about how teams nearly being penalised out of the contest, and like they just get blown away when the fatigue sets in, like because of it. Like we saw instances with the Tigers Cowboys game. I think one player, might have been Kai O'Donnell, got sent to
Kai
bin with
O'Donnell,
4 repeated infringements, and they just went on a roll after that. The Tigers. It's very hard once the team gets momentum from the six agains. It's very hard to keep up. Like,
100%
how
it
you
is.
how are you expected to? Like, I'm not whinging in regards to Ray's Warriors game in a sense. The goal line defense has to be good, but how are you supposed to defend like 3 repeats sets in a row, like on your own goal line?
Yeah, I
It's
don't
so
know.
hard.
It feels like the defensive strategies now of modern game has just gone out the window. It's all about attack. It's all, if you don't have a good attacking
100%.
side, you are screwed. Like, I remember a decade ago, if you had a good defensive side, you win those tough and gritty games. But due to this six again rule, where it's just momentum after momentum after momentum, it's impossible to keep out, especially with these sides like the Panthers. You have a look how many points they've put on. Like, they demolished the Sharks. The Sharks looked like they were a bottom 4 side with the way the Panthers played because they had so much momentum.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know. I think they need to cut down. Like, I feel like I love watching rugby league. Like that first half of the Raiders and Warriors game. I love games like that. I love when they're gritty, like the determination of the players like really comes into the game. I hate big scorelines. I love close and physical matchups compared to these blowouts that just are like so boring to watch. I don't know. I don't know if they're going the right way with these rules. Like, that's my opinion. But I just love defensive masterclasses of two teams clashing together. I hate these bullshit 13 plus games that just are like so boring to fucking watch. I don't understand.
But there's going to be more like 30 points to 28 games now than grinding affair. And that's what's taken the wrestle out of the game. Like, you have a look at our 2019 team. Like, we were quite focused on getting the wrestling and grinding down, kicking to the corners and backing out defense. That's why Storm was so good at that. But you can't really get away with that stuff now. So it's really, that's why possession is just so important. And momentum. Like, if you look at the teams, why the Broncos wanting to score nearly every play. So yeah, that's just one big talking point.
Yeah.
For sure. But we talk about the missed opportunities, I think, in the first
Oh,
half
God.
particular, and then we'll move on.
Yeah.
I thought one of the biggest chances that we sort of missed. We had a nice play down to the right side. Sasangi made a half break, offloaded to Strange. Strange didn't have support. He ran about an extra 30 metres and slipped over. We had like 100 metre overlap to our left hand side. Starling decides to go short side. That was Starling. Yeah, a dummy half. To Noah Martin. Martin Lee scored, to give him credit. And look, I'll back him in that situation if he reckons that was the right play. And then on the last play, Hudson Young puts a grubber kick through. And we end up getting a repeat set. Hosking tackles. It was Tuakathy
Tane,
in goal. And yeah, I mean, look, look, if we had to score the next set, then I would have let that go.
100%.
But I mean, isn't it common sense to just spread left off a
Oh, yeah.
line break? Like, I swear to God, that's the Raiders have done that so many times where we make a break, and
We screw it
the
up.
thing that would make the most sense is to go left, but they don't.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Where they have numbers. Yeah.
Yeah, another one that I think that I'll touch on as well. We had so many this game, man. Like I was saying before the podcast started up, we should have been in the first half. We should have been at least 18-6, 24-6 up. Like with the amount of opportunities we had in that first half was like crazy. Firstly, Kyo Weeks kicking the ball on that last tackle. I get that he was like trying to do that like magic play on the left hand side with Chris and Tamale running onto the ball. But if he just would have spread it, I know it's wet conditions, but surely you don't put a powerful grubber in. And obviously,
I think you should have passed too,
yeah, 100%. You draw, you pass, we score in the corner with Sav. Another one is Sebastian Chris just giving it early to Tamale on that left-hand side. I think that was the exact same play, actually.
Yeah, I know.
I think it was on the exact same play.
Yeah.
Give it short to Tamale, and we passed it way too early. Way too early. I don't know why he wasn't thinking of going, okay, I'll draw in the defender, then give it. It's just simple football. Obviously, I understand where he's coming from. You know, you pass it early because it's wet conditions. You don't want to be slid over the touchline. But in that instance, just go for it. Just go for it, you know? It's better to make the play than it is to just not give it a go, you know? But, look, there was so many opportunities. Like you said, should have gone left when we went right. That was just... But also running the ball on the last, the amount of times we've done in the last 2 weeks is stupid.
I know.
What are we doing?
Yeah. It's been conservative. I mean, they're back in their defense, obviously, in a few plays.
Yeah.
And if they have a good defensive set, then they should get the ball back on the halfway line at least. But even in the second half, we'd have a really good defensive set. There were 2 times in a row where we had a really good defensive set, and then Tanner Boyd just kicked the Warriors out of trouble.
He was so good.
Booted it upfield so far, and we were tackling on our own 20.
Yeah.
So like that. So that just shows you how a good kick can sort of make a shit set look good.
Yeah. Yeah, he was
Take
fantastic.
those opportunities aside. Yeah, wasn't too overly disappointed going into halftime. There were certainly periods where we looked on top and just didn't capitalize. I think. I think Tarpany had a great sim in that first half. That's another thing I should mention. I thought he led
awesome.
from the front. He was a lot better than he was the previous week. Yeah. So I'll just talk about the Warriors try from DWZ. I thought that our defense probably could have done a little bit better in that situation. Like they sort of got caught out, and Sebastian Chris had to sort of run back to the sideline, and there were 3 guys there. In those wet conditions, Dallin was just able to move through and just slide over. It is what it is there, but I feel like they could have probably prevented that in some shape or form.
Yeah, I think us in the air we really struggle with. But look, you can't really blame Tamale. The conditions are dreadful, man. Like, they kicked to him all game. It was bound to happen. Like, I don't know why these Raiders fans are like, oh, he needs to be dropped. He needs to be dropped. Look, I get he's had probably a shocker of a game, but you couch coaches, you get up there and you try catch a ball under pissing down weather. I don't understand. Poor guy, he does not deserve that hatred. But I thought Sav was probably our best outside back. 184 run meters he had, along with I cannot go over. I'll talk about him every week. I love Simi. Simi Sasangi is so good. He was so good for us in the centers. I thought he was our best player, 100%.
Mm.
I think, in my opinion, I think he was our man of the match. But
Yeah.
yeah, he was superb. I thought him getting us out of trouble. That intercept, he saved a try as well.
Even though it wasn't allowed.
It wasn't allowed, I know, but
Yeah.
he did technically try save it. But anyway,
Yeah.
Made that break. What, I think he had 9 tackle breaks as well.
Yeah.
He was absolutely
Yeah.
superb. 3 offloads, 20 tackles made. He only missed 130 run meters. Yeah,
Yeah.
his sharp footwork, just close to the line. He beats the defender. Sharp footwork, so strong. And I think, yeah, he was fantastic. I loved watching Simi. Simi's
Yeah.
one of my favorite players to watch now for the Raiders. I
Mhm.
just love him.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah, yeah, and that it just continues how good his versatility is now, and like makes him look like more of a natural center. Like his defense was outstanding. That too, he just looks so comfortable in that position. And look, I think we may as well just move on to presenting the I Voted award this week, our player MVP.
Yeah.
And you know, nonetheless, like you just said, we're giving it to Simi Sasangi
Good.
for this week. I thought he was outstanding.
He was.
And thoroughly well deserved. I think, for an 80-minute performance, which is what it should be judged on. And given the circumstances, I think he was the busiest player on the field. And we'll just cover going to the second half. Like you said, I think we had a 22% kick defusal
Yeah,
rate,
just saw that.
which isn't good enough,
That's
really.
not great. Yeah.
And it is hard, under the high ball. Even the DWZ try, like you're just so vulnerable. Like if a player's speeding through and you're stand flat-footed, that player
got
coming
momentum.
through has just got all the momentum and they're leaping. If you're stationary, you have to jump on the spot, which is
Yeah.
so hard. You've nearly got to make a running leap to have a decent contest at it.
Yep.
I think that last try, Tamale probably should have made a few better decision making
Yep.
there. Whether he could have waited for Dallin to catch the ball
Yep.
and then tackle him. There's a few times he just dropped the ball cold on kicks, and Savage wasn't that much better. Yeah, I'll definitely give him benefit of the doubt
Yeah.
because he worked so hard coming out of our own end. That didn't really help that much. I think that gave Warriors a lot of ball going to the back end of the game. But I mean, what was your turning point of the game? I think it's,
I don't actually
there
know.
is, I don't know, Night on a Dark Night.
Yeah, I don't know if there was. What would you say?
I would 100%. It's got to be the Leia Tower intercept.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 100%. I thought you were talking about the Raiders. I was going to say there's no turning point for the Raiders. No, yeah, Leia Tower.
Well,
that was just a bit unlucky, wasn't it? Like second phase play. If Starling throws that ball, it lands on the chest of, I think it was who's just of Weeks. We probably go and score that. We had an overlap. It was 2-on-3. We score that try. It's just it's just been unlucky.
12-point turnaround. Yeah.
That's all it was. But yeah, look, our physicality just completely dropped off in the second half. I to be honest, I don't think Ricky used the bench very well. I think Mariota should have played more minutes than Smitty's. Smitty's played 37 minutes. He had 3 hit-ups for less than 30 run meters. Probably not the greatest. That's I know he's there defensively work, but I don't know why you're keeping on for that. I mean, he only had 1 stint, to be fair. But I just thought he was pretty ordinary after. Yeah, he just wasn't 100%. As he missed opportunities, Mariota, he dropped the ball close to the line when it was 18-6. Probably another one that changed momentum. We had all the momentum going forward there. He dropped the ball, unfortunately. It's just wet. It was a good tackle. Just got underneath the ball. Wet weather footy, not great.
Yeah.
Although Horsburgh's error probably wasn't very.
No.
Yeah, that one was
untimely.
Yeah, that didn't help us. But
and that led to Halasima's first try.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was off a great kick from Tanner Boyd. Like great vision, seeing that defense that Weeks was in the defensive line, and there was a bit of space between Martin and Strange in that situation, and that just put the Warriors up even further.
Yeah. No, second half was very, very quiet. We were very, very quiet. As you said, Strangey, he was a bit quiet. Our halves were a bit.
I thought Sanders' kicking game was probably just as good as it was in the Manly game. Especially the first half. I thought he had a decent boot on him. Was consistently pretty well getting it between the and the 20-meter line. So that was good. I thought Strange was pretty quiet, if I'm going to be honest. I think second half he didn't get involved enough early, and I think that sort of made a difference in the end. He couldn't really get himself into the game, and pretty much from like the fifth, like 60th minute onwards, the Warriors just went on a roll. Like they broke through our middle like plenty of times. Getting errors out of us. The Jackson Ford try was right through the guts, right up the hey diddle diddle. Beautiful short ball from Aaron Clark. And Ford, who was probably
He was
their best
awesome.
player. He's been outstanding in the first 2 rounds. He crashed over. They just had a field day after that. Halissima's second try, he's just an absolute freak. Like
Yeah.
just wrong-footed, Strange, and just muscled his way to the line. Like
Yeah.
that was
Bit soft defense though. It was a little
too
bit
strong.
soft. Yeah. Bit
He was-
soft, but
yeah, it was soft. Yeah,
another thing that I will add that the Warriors did really, really well that we did not do throughout the whole game was their 1-2 punch. Their Jackson Ford, Fisher Harris, they take it up first, then they get their outside backs to bang, 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 hit up. They score a try. I thought like Fisher Harris and Jackson Ford combined so well in the forward pack. They absolutely killed our middles. They just pushed our middles through the middle of the field, absolutely killed us. And Smitties and Tarps did a couple times, but it just wasn't our punch that we usually go forth with Pupper and Tarps,
yeah.
Smitties, yeah, not really a front rower, really. I don't know where he fits into the side, to be honest. But yeah, we really missed Pupper, as we said. But yeah, I thought the Warriors 1-2 punch. They absolutely killed us through the middle. We were so tired. We had no physicality really in that second half. They were absolutely dominant. We weren't really ruthless. They were ruthless. You could tell they wanted this game after what we did to them last year. 100% you could tell what they wanted this game.
It was a quick play of the balls, I think, which got us.
Yeah.
And which is funny enough because we had like a weird 3.55 second. That was our average play the ball speed. Theirs was 3.95. But yeah, that second half, like they were just running right. Like if you even look at offloads, we had 13 to their 2.
Wow.
So we were definitely opted to, pass the ball out more, I reckon.
Yeah.
Create that second phase play. But they were just capitalized better.
Yeah,
overall.
absolutely. Towards the end of the game, I thought we'd talk about this. It was pretty funny, actually. The crowd. Let's start with the crowd first. How they were all handed green V ponchos. I was like, oh wow,
yeah.
there's a lot
Yeah.
of Raiders fans at Go Media Stadium. This is so strange. And then realized they're all
Oh, it was.
obviously sponsored by V. That didn't really make any sense at all, did it?
Yeah, I didn't realize that either. I was
Yeah.
like,
So
hang on a
funny.
minute.
And then another thing
Yeah.
we'll talk about is the Cameron George, Warriors CEO, doing the Mana wave, bantering back, doing the Suki face to Tarpanay. You know what? I'll give it to him. I thought we gave him all. Yeah, we gave it to him last time we versed him, so we'll cop it back. We won't complain. Like, that's just rugby league. It was beautiful to see. It was pretty funny. But yeah, no. What'd you make of it, Dill?
I thought it was great banter. I think it was warranted. Yeah, I like to see it for sure. One thing I got to say though is the last time we played them, like it wasn't just like Tamale and Tarp and you're doing it for no reason. So I think obviously Tap's one was he was complaining that Chanza milked a penalty and he was like doing where what a sook right. I think that tackle he did was a crusher tackle that might have.
Oh yeah, it was.
It dead set was.
Yeah, it was.
And then Hawes was flipping the bird at the end of the game as well. The crowd, but the crowd was so violent towards the Rays that game. Apparently, like they were really into him.
Ruthless. They were ruthless.
Obviously, Tamale spitting in the Mana wave, or whatever. Probably offensive to some people. So yeah, good on Cameron George there. But I just thought I'd say the Warriors aren't quite innocent in it. But yeah, I'd like to think there's a little rivalry going on there.
I actually think there is. I actually dead set think the Raiders-Warriors rivalry is huge. Like, when Sean Johnson played for him, he killed us every time, Yeah,
he did.
I think that this rivalry is starting to heat up and is starting to creep up levels. And, Ricky's denied it, but I dead set think there is a rivalry there between the Raiders and the Warriors. I love it. I actually love it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we've got a number of Kiwi players as well, which I think it makes it great. Like they're coming home and appreciating playing in front of their family in New Zealand. You got Taps. Obviously, Taps is such a superior, you know, senior member in the Kiwis team. And, Sasangi's got family there.
Yep.
Timoko,
Chris.
Papa Mariota, Chris, etc. And all this other fella. He was like, ripping into the Raiders players. It wasn't ripping into them,
Oh
but it was like
yeah.
saying, "Oh yeah, vote, election's coming up, election's coming up." And yeah, Tarvey didn't really give a shit. To be
He
honest,
was like,
yeah,
"What are you? What's this bloke talking
yeah,
about?"
yeah, couldn't care.
Oh, very
Um,
funny.
and then there was a bit of a scuffle. I sort of missed it watching it live, but there was sort of a scuffle right at the end of the game. Did you see that?
I don't think I did.
Players sort of got together. Yeah, I think Horsburgh and Halasima button heads a bit.
Mm.
Um, Hey,
Well,
Tarpley's look on his face after they lost that
I
game,
know.
he
Yeah.
wasn't impressed. I think he
No.
hated that.
I was
It
going
was
to
a bit
say,
sad.
Horsburgh and Laban, they had a punching incident a couple years back. Oh no, I think it was
Yeah,
a
Horsburgh
couple years back.
headbutted him.
Yeah, he headbutted
Yeah.
him, and then Horsburgh started throwing
Yeah.
punches. So I think that's where most of it actually came from. Because
Oh, yeah.
Halasima played in New South Wales Cup, so did Laban. They played in New South
Yeah.
Wales Cup that year, and Horsburgh went on
But
an absolute punching spree for no
Is
bloody
oh,
reason. So
he
I think
lost
that's
his
where
marbles
it's
that game.
yeah, I think that's where it's like sprouted from. Sort of this rivalry between Horsburgh,
Yeah.
Laban, and
Well, did you-
Halasima.
Yeah. There's this guy who does a lot of he's not a part of the Warriors media content fully. He might have something to do with it. And he made a edit of Jacob Laban holding
Oh,
Horsburgh as a
I did
baby.
see that. It's so
Like,
good.
Yeah, like with the dummy. Oh, that was good. I like that stuff.
Oh, bro, the AI. Have you seen the AI clips to
Yeah.
him like sucking, putting a dummy in his mouth?
What was that?
They AI'd it.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying. That's so funny. So funny.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh
No, it's
god.
good. Good
Anyway,
stuff. Great content.
Still, so I saw you saw this. You were talking about this earlier, and I wanted to bring it up. You were saying the Daily M's are an absolute disgrace. The point system
Yeah.
is in absolute shambles. Talk to me more about it.
Well, this has been a run-on conversation the last few years about who should be judging the Dally M's, and for NRL purposes, it's always been past players. They've never been named really. It's always been secrecy. Oh, who's judging this week? So you've always got bias in consideration. You don't want a Bulldogs legend judging a Bulldogs game.
Mm.
There's a few things I'd like to look for, and it sort of stems from the Warriors game. So Jackson Ford got 6 points, which I'm not arguing to an extent. He was fantastic, right? You could say he had a great game. I think as far as 6 point game awarding 6 points goes, I think you've got to have an absolute terrific game where at the end of the season you get 6 points, which is the max amount of points you can get, right? That's going to make a difference, all right? You go back for a few other games, like, well, he was outstanding. He's a fullback, so you got a few things in consideration there. But I think one of the main points here, mate, you go back to the Seagulls Knights game, right? Hamola Olakawatu got awarded 2 points, right? One of the judges awarded him as the second best player on the field. Now you go through his stats, right? Now he ran so he had 7 runs, right? He had half the amount of runs Ben Trbojevic had, right? So Ben Trbojevic had 14 runs for 138 metres. Olakawatu had 7 runs for 67 metres. Now, Olakawatu scored a try, so that's where the judges look at and go, oh, okay, well, that's awarding points just because he scored a try, right? Now, we swap over to the other side. Our bloke Trey Mooney, okay, he ran for 118 metres, had 17 runs, 5 offloads. Like, that's pretty good,
awesome.
right? Yeah, like, how often do you get 5 offloads away? Now, one of the judges awarded Tyson Frizzell as their best player, and he ended up getting 3 points, right?
What?
Now, he scored a try, okay, which, sure, give him credit for that, I suppose. But he had played 37 minutes, 10 runs, 92 metres.
Wow.
So where's the consistency in that? Like, are they just purely looking at him because he's a bigger name than some other players?
Mm.
But it honestly just feels like some of these guys are just watching the highlights and going, "Oh yeah, we'll just give him this." Because at the end of the season, like especially for outside backs, like centers and wingers don't get points that often.
No.
Really. Like even Alex Johnson. One last point. Alex Johnson got awarded as the second best player on the field by one of the judges. He got 2 Delium points in the end, which justifiable. He scored a
Mhm.
couple of tries, fair enough, and given his big game, that was fantastic. But it's just, I don't think it's balanced enough. I think you've really got to be. You can't just give out points willy nilly.
No, 100%.
Other players are going to miss out for sure. Like Rays didn't get any Delium points, which look. So Jackson Ford got 6, Boyd got 4, Tuapiki got 1, James Fisher-Harris got 1. Did the Rays deserve any points?
Probably not.
I don't know. Probably not.
Well, I
I
thought
think
Simi
all those
did.
players
Surely
deserve
Simi
points.
did.
Simi potentially, yeah. So obviously you give or take. I think whoever wins the game is going to be getting the most Delium points.
Yeah. I think on that
Overall.
yeah,
It's
on that
just the way.
on that point, Dilla,
Yeah.
do you think that the referees should be in charge of handing out Delium points, or do you think it should just be skewed completely to randoms?
Well, that's what the AFL does, and that's
Yep.
what they've done for forever.
Yep.
And that's where bias goes out the window, and they're actually physically there watching the game.
Yeah.
I don't know, because then is that what the referee's focusing on? Is referees focusing on officiating the game?
Mm.
Is it too much of a job to get one person to focus on the performances? I don't know. So I just think it's a bit controversial, like how they're just handing out points. I just think it's wrong.
Yeah.
Andrew Voss went on an absolute rant about this, and I fully agree with him. Like I don't think it's quite
Yeah.
right.
Kind of the NRL haven't done anything about it as well for so long, which just it absolutely boggles me. Like I just don't understand it
Yeah.
sometimes.
We even have a look at another case a few years ago. Justin Olam had missed out on Dalian Centre of the Year, or at least Storm found out he did, and then because he didn't get enough points, right? Because like for a centre, you don't get that much Dalian points because you don't get the ball, right?
Mm.
Now Storm called up NRL and were like, "Oh, what's the go here? He didn't get nominated. Like he didn't get nominated at all, right? He wasn't
Yeah.
in the top 5." And I'm
Remember
like,
this.
"Oh, okay." And then they end up giving him Dalian Centre of the Year.
Makes no
And how
sense.
biased is that? Because they were like, "Oh, Justin Olam Storm. Remember how good he was? Remember how good he was?"
Yeah,
It's
it's
like,
so
are you
dumb.
kidding me?
Makes
How
no
does that
sense.
work? And then like Helen Pong getting Dalian a few years ago, and then
Sean Johnson got robbed.
Ben Hunt missed out 1 year. Sean Johnson missed out 1 year. I don't know. And look, obviously this is made up of individual game performances, which I think is right, but they got to review it
100%. I mean,
further.
thinking back of that Sean Johnson one, he was 110% the best player of that year, and he got absolutely robbed.
Yeah, everyone was
Absolutely
talking
robbed.
about it.
Like seriously, I don't understand. I don't know if it's like the NRL, they just hate Kiwi players or they hate the Wars, but like, bro, the 100% the NRL favoritism of some of these clubs are like 100%. It's just like NRL on 9
Yeah.
favoritising the freaking Roosters, man. They're all over that. I just it's so annoying. Like I don't actually understand it. But anyway, let's get into
Yeah, I know. Super frustrating.
shall we get into the next game, Dill? This
I
Thursday?
think so.
Alrighty.
Why don't we roll the credits for Sticky's Notebook in round 3?
Alrighty, Sticky's Notebook. Raiders, they take on the Doggies. At GIO Stadium this Thursday at 8 p.m. It's the Raiders' first home game. The Viking clappers coming out. Pour out the milk. We'll cheers with the other Raiders fans. But here we go. Sticky's Notebook. Dill, do you want to go through Sticky's Notebook?
Yep, I can do. So one of the only main changes is that Josh Papali returns in the starting side, and Matt Timoko drops back to the extended bench at jersey 19, and Morgan Smith drops back to the bench. So I think one of the biggest talking points there is Sangi gets to keep his starting role at centre, which I think is 100% warranted. He deserves it 100%. shocked that Timoko played last week. To be
Yeah,
fair,
we didn't
I
touch on that,
thought
eh?
like for him to play the back 20 minutes of that game, and he looked good. Like he was having strong carries and
Yeah.
whatnot. He might play this game, very well if they
Mm.
decide to put him on. Yeah, I think that at least going forward, you can't drop Simi based on
No, Simi's
his
too good.
first 2 games. Yeah,
And you can't drop Noel Martin either. Like Simi can't really go into that second row position because
that's right. Yeah,
it's just like there's too many players playing well at the moment. You can't drop Noel Martin on his form. You
Yeah.
can't drop Simi on his form. Like you just gotta keep him there until something
No.
happens.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Noah Martin, and I think that even if say you did drop a Simi back to your bench, I think that you get more out of Simi coming off the bench than you would Noah Martin.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen Martin play in the middle. He played for the middle last year. But I think that he's just such a good line runner, and I think that's why Ricky's kept him in the side. He's just so aggressive. I think we saw Joe Curry come out this week saying he reckons he possibly could crack into the Origin arena the next 3 years.
Wow.
That's a big statement.
That's
So
a
we
huge
don't
statement.
know what's going to happen. But he's just got that dog in him.
That dog.
He's just, he just, and he's just absolutely fearless. You have a big competition this week up against Viliami Kikau. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But as far as changes goes, that's the main one. And this is the revenge game from that. Was it 30 points to the 20 game last year against
Yeah,
the
20.
Bulldogs?
So yeah, 30. We didn't score a point in that second half. So yeah, 32-20 or 30-20. I don't know. I don't remember which one.
Yeah.
Either one of those
And
two.
we're up 20-0 at half time. Or 20 0. Yeah,
20-0.
20 0. Terrific first half. Like that was also one of the best games I've been to atmosphere wise.
Mm.
The Bulldogs fans were real quiet, and then a bloke named Stephen Crichton came out in the second half and single-handedly
Pick
got the
Raiders
game back in
apart.
their grasp. Like he absolutely tore us a new one. Like
Oh yeah, he was
Seb
awesome.
Chris didn't know what to do.
No. Yeah, no.
How scary was that?
Yeah, it was pretty. He's one of the best centers in the world, I reckon. Like he's just so good. He's strength, and he's especially a mismatch against Sebastian Chris. It's definitely going to happen. But let's just hope that they've done their homework this week. Crichton is probably one of the most dangerous players to look out from the competition as far as centers come. But yeah, I think I hope it's not similar to last year. That's all I'm saying. But I hope we come out there and just absolutely dominate them. Get our revenge game. You keep saying it's our revenge game. It absolutely is. The Bulldogs fans were giving it to us. They were doing the Viking clap. They were just so frustrating as well. Like
having
man,
too much fun.
I hate Doggies fans, man. Don't even get me started.
Wouldn't have thought they were even there that first half, and then they just came out in fury. The ones that were still there, obviously. But that leads to our next question: is how do we stop Stephen Crichton? Because I was thinking, oh yeah, do I include him in a key matchup this week? And I was like, well, there's no matchup because it's just a mismatch. Like he's just a combination. Like we've never seen a center like him. He's just so tall and range. He's so strong, great ball skills, and his move over to the left hand side this year. At least what we saw in the first game, him and Careza moves to the left, which means Simi side and Savage's side will be up against him.
I think.
But he's just.
He's so good.
Machine.
He's unreal, isn't he? Like he doesn't stop. he's so determined. Like his determination is through the roof. He's so solid. He doesn't want to give up.
Now.
Oh, his leadership's unreal. Like for a bloke his age, you don't really see leaders like that come through. But how we stop him?
Yeah.
How we stop him? We can't have him play against Chris. That's one thing, I think. I don't think Chris can play up against him because that would
PTSD, bro.
Yeah, PTSD would hit me. Will hit us.
Oh, he struggled even 2024. We played them in Belmore, and he destroyed us. Like he even caught bombs above Weeks' head, and just freaking nature.
I think Simi's actually. I benefit of the doubt. I do think Simi, bro. Like Simi's probably been our best defensive center so far this year at the moment. I think he's been really solid in defense.
Yeah.
We've kept multiple tries out on that right hand side. Yes, right hand side
Mm.
of the field. So yeah, look, you can't stop him really. It just if he's on, he's on. If he's off, he's still on. I don't know, man. Like he's just a powerhouse of a center. I
Yeah.
don't know how you expect to stop him. You can't be 1-on-1 with him. You got to have multiple defenders around him because he's just so strong and so versatile.
Yep.
But my goodness, I don't know, Dylan. How do we
Yeah.
stop this freak? How?
Oh, you just can't give him enough space, really. You really just got to limit, his opportunities in the game. He doesn't get super involved in as far as yardage carries goes. He just takes his opportunities as they come. And he just puts the big left mid out, big fend, who his opposition center is. Really, we've got to be in top of the contest first, and just make sure they're not in any good positions to score points. And where I think we would worry about ourselves first, than worry about him.
Yeah. Well,
As far you go.
to be honest, I thought they were terrible. I actually don't think they played very well last week. I think Crichton
Should have
was
lost.
not
Yeah,
last week, a
round
couple of
one.
weeks
They didn't
ago.
play
Yeah.
last week. Yeah.
I actually didn't rate them at all. I thought they were pretty woeful. Actually, their attack looked pretty
Super lucky.
flimsy. They were super lucky. They shouldn't have won that game. I still think the Dragons. That was so unfortunate that game.
So many calls went their way.
Oh yeah, the only reason they won that game was because it's the man we're talking about right now, Stephen Crichton. He literally put them on all of them on their back.
Playing this week.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, he shouldn't be, should he?
No.
Absolutely not. But yeah, it's gonna be tough.
Another bloke. Yeah. Well, another bloke that isn't playing this week, and we'll move on to scouring enemy shores. So we'll look at the players outside of Stephen Crichton in the Bulldogs opposition. Bronson Xerri, the bloke who got tackle high and Bulldogs received a penalty for, isn't playing. So there's been some talks, and apparently Gus Gould has denied it. Says, "Oh no, he's all right. We have had no conversations." Apparently he wants out at the Bulldogs or something like that. It's still very up in the air, but yeah, he's clearly been dropped and basically said that he's not buying into the team, and that's exactly what Willie Mason said. He's saying, "Fucking buy in, mate."
Yeah. He
Trying to
texted him
text
that
off
as
the
well.
Bronson
He
and-
texted him.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Mm.
It's actually insane.
Yeah.
Anari, it's actually shocking. I think Anari Tuala is the most mid-range center. You watch, he's gonna. Oh, now I've said that. I'm touching wood, but I think he's the most mid center. Yeah, put him down. He's got to be the most mid center. So this is our opportunity. This is our opportunity to attack left. We got to attack left now because I think Tuala is more of a winger than he is a center. But I don't know. I just think this is such a strange dropping. Like I don't think Bronson Xerri's done anything wrong. I think I saw this stat, that was his stats are times 2 better than Stephen Crichton's stats. So much better than Stephen Crichton's stats.
All right, man.
I'm like, wow, like how do you drop a bloke that's actually not out of form, doesn't look like he's struggling in the team, has received no criticism, and you just go, yeah, see you later, dropped. Makes no sense. So obviously something's
all of a sudden.
Oh yeah, something's happened behind the scenes. It had to be.
Isn't it funny how some of this stuff comes out
I know.
of some clubs, and then some clubs can keep it hidden?
Yeah.
Like, and Gus Gould's all like, "Oh, you didn't even know he was a good player. Didn't even know him before signed him. Like Lachlan Galvin, never met the bloke."
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh God, Gus Gould. Don't even get started.
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk into our key matchups.
Yep.
And we'll talk about our matchups later on. But as far as players that you think that we should look out for, minus Mr. Crichton, what do you think the main areas are in the Bulldogs team that we should exploit, or what their strengths are?
Oh goodness. I think the Bulldogs, they got a really good forward pack. I think their forward pack's pretty solid. You got Max King. Sam Hughes is a bit meh, but Satili Tupanoi comes in at that lock forward. Josh Curran's another one off the bench. Their bench, you know what? Their bench interchange is very good. It's very, very good. I think it's a lot better than ours. But I think as I said before, I think the way we win this game is actually attacking Inari Tuala and is it Montoya on that side? I believe
Yeah, it will be.
so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
I think
Yeah.
that side where we attack with Sebastian, Chris, and Tamale, I
Oh,
dead set think that's the way we win this game. But also
Yeah.
our forward pack needs to step up. Look, I think they've only got really a couple good forwards: Max King, Tupanua, and Josh
Harry
Curran.
Hayes is all right.
Yeah, Harry Hayes is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't know. I think having Papa back and Tarpany back, we should get that 1-2 punch that I was talking about earlier in the podcast, where we just bust it up through the middle. But matchup of the week. This is the matchup.
Yeah.
I'll go off the first one. We got Jacob Carraz. How good has he been in the form of his life versus Savalio Tamale? And Carraz could be a smoky for a New South Wales winger, by the way. But anyway, versus Sav Tamale.
Certainly in contention.
100%. Tamale now, 2025 stats, and then we'll go into a couple other things that we'll talk about. Carraz, firstly, 11 tries. He averages 178 run meters, 96 tackle breaks. My goodness. 14 line breaks. While Tamale, 7 tries, 158 meters he averaged last year, and 90 tackle breaks, with averaging 5 a game and 16 line breaks. Just have to say a thing. Tamale only played, I think, less. Well, no, he played half a season and he got 90 tackle breaks, which is flipping insane. You know, he was topping the tackle breaks last year at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was awesome last year. But yeah, what a matchup this is, Dill. What are your thoughts on these two wingers battling it out?
Obviously, they're not playing directly up against each other,
Yeah.
but I think they're the two players that sort of mirror each other to an extent. They got the same job, which is to get their team out of own side of the field. And they do basically the same thing. I mean, look, so yeah, so Kiraz played 19 games last year, and Tamale played 18.
Oh,
So
okay,
Kiraz
wow.
missed a bit of
He
football
did,
as
yeah.
well towards in the middle part of the year. So
Wow.
similar-ish, which is why you see the stats are quite alike. Yeah, both very, very strong in contact, both great finishers. I'd probably say Kiraz is a better finisher. He's probably a more well-rounded, better winger than Tamale. I don't even know if Tamale's best position is the wing. I think
wow.
he played centre coming through a lot. We've seen him at fullback. I think he can do just as a good job playing fullback than he does on the wing in regards to his strengths. And I think they're very, 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 very important for both teams. Yeah, overall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolute tackle busters.
Oh, 100%. These two, they are known to break a lot of tackles. But I think, obviously, the one thing that we think Tamale will struggle with this game, and I no doubt the Bulldogs have got a target on his back, is just kick to Tamale, kick to Tamale, kick to Tamale. Matt Burton is going to absolutely, his high bombs are going to be really tough on Tamale after his game last week. It's going to be a little bit tough to see how Tamale goes under the high ball, but hopefully there's no wet conditions. Let's hope Ricky hasn't brought the New Zealand weather or the Manly weather to us. Let's hope it's a nice dry game. They'll probably be a bit dewy on the surface, but man, I can't talk bad about Carraz. I think he's probably one of the best Bulldogs wingers, or one of the best wingers in the comp at the moment as well. And as we said, most definitely we'll probably get a New South Wales jersey this year with the departure of Zach Lomax. If he keeps up to the consistency that we've seen him keep up to. But yeah, man, these two not head to head, but what a matchup this will be on Thursday night. Dill, do you want to get us to a new one?
And just having a look at the weather prediction. So looking like there could be possible showers for Thursday. 2 to 20 mils. So
what?
Very broad range. So we'll see what happens towards later in the day.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
cannot escape the rain.
A bit overcast possibly. Which is shit.
Yeah. It's not fair, is it?
Not what we'd hope for again.
No, we just want a dry game.
We'll know close to the kickoff, yeah. Anyway, moving on to our next matchup. The two Sixers, Ethan Strange and Matt Burton. Very similar players, very good dominant ball runners. Matt Burton's obviously had a fair bit more experience than Ethan Strange. Despite this, Strange definitely had a far superior 2025 2025, scoring 14 tries, had 12 try assists, and averaged 36 kick meters per game. As far as Burton goes, 6 tries, 4 try assists, and averaged 339.97 kick meters for 2025. So, I mean, you can see the difference there. Strange wasn't a dominant kicker, didn't really kick a whole lot, whilst Burton was a bit the opposite. Yeah, great footwork, great tackle busting ability, both these guys. They'll be both very important
My God.
in winning for their teams.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this matchup?
I was just having a look at what you said before. Average kick meters of 339. That's insane for last season from Burton. That's that's pretty good compared to Strangey's, which is 36. But obviously, Fogarty was our main kicker. You know, he was our average kicking meter. His average kicking meter is like 500, I think, last season. So, look, these two, I think Strangey had the absolute season of his life. We discovered a fantastic running 5/8 that we were really excited about for this season. We were really excited about how Strangey would go with the pairings of Ethan Sanders. Hasn't been the excitement that we've been wanting, but obviously plenty more games that are coming through, you know. There's plenty more times for us to watch out for Strange. But Berto, you know, his towering kicks is what's going to probably win the game here for the Bulldogs. Strange's running game. Both these two have a fantastic running game, but Burton's kicking is like next level. And Adil said before the podcast as well, one thing that we need to watch out for is their halves. Their halves cannot defend at all. Their halves are probably the worst defensive halves in the competition. That's probably not the worst, but they're up there.
Yeah, we've been able to exploit the Bulldogs' halves defensively many times the last few years. Like Timoko's had a field day running on his side of the field. There was a game at home, and then it was up in, I think, Magic Round, with Timoko ran absolute riot on Burton.
Yeah.
I think Weeks burned him on the outside last year, so
Yeah.
I think we can definitely, if we get on the outside of him, I think we'll have some success. I mean, compared to Strange, Strange hasn't been fantastic defensively the first 2 games. I would say I think he's still developing a combination.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But that's definitely somewhere we should look. Burton and Galvin's combination is still developing. They haven't quite gelled all yet. I still don't think Galvin's 100% a 7, but he's definitely a very, very creative player, and one we should look out for. Another thing too, this will be Ethan Sanders' first NRL game at GIO Stadium as our halfback.
Wow.
So that'll be something
rare to go.
exciting for sure. Yeah, and I hope the Viking Club will welcome him with open arms for sure.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, those are the 4 matchups that we've got planned. Karaz, Tamale, Strange, Burton. But yeah, it's gonna be fantastic to see those 4 run out. The main men for the Canberra Raiders. Oh, sorry, the 2 of the main men for the Canberra Raiders and 2 for the Bulldogs that will play an important role within this game. But we're gonna go back. We got a new segment coming up here called Echoes of the Battlefield. Now, what we're going to do here, we're going to look through forgotten matchups of clubs that we'll be versing this week. So firstly, obviously, a forgotten matchup between the Raiders and the Bulldogs. So what we've got here, we've got 2018 round 17, Saturday, 7th of July. We're at Belmore Stadium. Dill, do you remember this game?
It was absolute classic, wasn't it? Our hopes certainly weren't that high up for a majority of that match, especially going to that back end of the game. But it wasn't a miracle that we pulled out of the fire. Absolutely inspired by Blake Austin, who was a utility, which is, you know, an important factor you've got to consider. We're both in a similar position.
Yeah.
The Raiders and the Bulldogs. Like, we finished 10th in the ladder that year. Bulldogs were 12th. So, you know, sort of trying to push for the 8. In a sense, and then one of the main points, Joey Leilua crashing over to score in the 78th minute to win the game. I mean, you can just watch that highlight and replay over and over again. Yeah, wasn't that a great moment?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Reece Martin, he scored a total of 24 points, which is quite crazy, really. A
Patrick,
second
what the
rower.
hell?
He scored three tries and kicked all the goals. I mean, he kicked 3 goals, and he kicked 2 goals, but then he kicked an extra 2 penalty goals. On top of
Oh,
that,
yeah.
or 3 penalty goals, I don't remember. But yeah, he scored a hat trick, 24 points. Half time was 10-8, but we were down 28-14 with 8 minutes remaining. Blake Austin, as you said, came onto the field and just absolutely tore the Bulldogs to shreds. He was absolutely fantastic. And well, let's hope we can do that again this Thursday. But we just thought we'd go back and take a look at one of the great matchups that the Raiders have. We don't really see them coming back from a deficit often, so it was nice to see us click into gear in the last 8 minutes. And Joey Leilua, what about big Joey going over in the corner and yelling at the face? I don't remember who it was, but he was pointing down, yelling at the face. What was
Yeah.
it? Morris? I think it was Morris. I think it was either Josh or Brett Morris who's pointing at the face,
Was it
laughing.
Remus Smith?
Maybe it
he on
was
that
Remus Smith.
side?
I don't know. Yeah, I can't remember which one it was, but yeah, Big Joey, we miss him. But
Yeah.
no, it was a great game to watch. Did not think at what I turned the telly off. Actually, I turned the telly off and said, "We're not winning this game." Turn it off. Next thing you know, we're up 32-28 full time. How good! What a game of rugby league.
Absolute classic. Even have a look at some of these names here, like Brad Abbey fullback with Sam Williams, Aiden Caesar in the halves, Shannon Boyd in the front row, Villiers starting lock, and then like Knight, Paulo coming off our bench. Pretty abstract team. That was sort of the middle
Wow.
part of the year. So Michael Oldfield, there's a name. Comes
God,
back.
our forward
So
pack. Oh
Papa,
my
I think,
God.
must have been suspended, I think,
Yeah.
or was playing State of Origin. So,
My
yeah,
God, look at that bench.
certainly
Holy
names
cow.
to remember. Yeah.
Paulo, Knight, and Soliola. My goodness,
Yeah.
what a bench.
Mm.
No, it's a good game.
Caps's second row. Yeah, wow, far out. Isn't that funny too? Not a single Bulldogs player in this team plays for
Plays
them now.
now. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? That's unreal.
All of them are left.
All of them are left.
And there's not that many players that still play in the NRL. Like so Marshall King plays for Dolphins.
He played in the
Adam
7,
Elliott
by the
played
way.
for South. Yeah, he did. Yeah, that was early on in his career
Yeah.
when he was sort of coming onto the scene.
But
So
anyway,
yeah, that's a new segment that we're going to be running this week into the future. Echoes of the Battlefield. Where we'll go back and look at forgotten matchups between the side we'll be versing this week, each week, and the Raiders. So yeah, pretty fun to look back.
yeah.
Now, without further ado, let's move on to our tips for this week. Declan, like to go
Wowzers.
first?
All right, I'll go first. Look, I said this to Dill earlier. Now I think I'm regretting my decision. I think most definitely it's going to be a high scoring game with the new 6 again rules, I think. I don't think it can be a single digit scoreline. But I said to Dill, I said, Bronson Sherry, I think it's going to create a rift through the team. I think they're going to be a little bit shattered. I'll be surprised if they come out and win this, to be honest. I'll be like, wowzers. But I'm going Raiders 13 plus, 30-16. I'm going probably a little bit, bit adventurous from me. But I'm confident. I think we get home. We improve on last week, most definitely. 40-6 was a big loss, but I think we're clicking to gear and we'll show them really what we're worth, and we'll really fix up what we did wrong in the second half of the Warriors game. I've got anytime try scorer. I've got Hutto Young for his first try of the season, and then I'm going my main man, Simi Sasagi, as my man of the match.
Ooh, Simi.
I'm going
Very
Simi.
good, very good. I like that. Look, I love what I've seen from Ethan Stennis to start the year. His first game in the nation's capital as our number 7. I think our discipline needs to be a lot better for this game. I think we've been giving away too many set restarts the first 2 games, which has put us on the back foot and just not done ourselves any favours whatsoever. I think our forward pack needs to be on the front foot from the get-go, and we need to be applying pressure consistently. And then even if we have to defend parts of the game, I think we need to be better at that. And just being able to hold out sides for longer periods. Like,
Yep.
Manly didn't have many opportunities, and as soon as they got ball in our red zone, they were able to score.
Yep.
So I think just clean up parts of our defense a little bit more, and just not to be afraid to pass the ball. I
Yeah.
think that we've been hitting the short ball a little bit too much. I think we need to be going out the back, like we
Oh,
saw with that terrific
absolutely.
reach try last week. Otherwise, yeah, I'm pretty happy what we saw in the first half, at least last week, and the Manly game. So hopefully it's a dry track, and we can see some great attacking football from the boys. Hard to judge from that Bulldogs' first performance. Look, that was in Vegas. They've had the week off, so look, a little nerve certainly going into it.
Mm.
I think the boys are fired up. I think Ricky will have them fired up. I'm going to go the Raiders 18 points to 12. I think
Wow.
they'll be a little conservative. My anytime try scorer is Zach Hoskin coming off the bench. My man of the match,
Wow.
who's been a little quiet. Man of the game, he was good. Last game, he was pretty quiet. Is my man, Doctor Strange, Ethan Strange. You know who he is. I think he'll be the man of the match, and we'll receive the Ivoden Award next week.
Wow. I like it, Dill.
So yeah, expecting a big game from him. It will be a free-to-wear game. At 8
Finally.
o'clock. So yeah, super scene. You going, Declan? I know
Oh,
I'm
absolutely. Absolutely, mate. I have to be there. First game of the season. Let's get standing. Let's get the Viking clap ripping through the stadium. It's time for a big Thursday night game. All right, Dill, before we finish off today, obviously, we would love the Raiders to get up. That would make our week, a lot better if the Raiders won. But before we end the episode here, we're going to go back into our Supercoach. We know we did it last week, and we want to kind of keep this as a recurring thing every week. But firstly, Dill, Supercoach team, how's it looking? How did last week go, and how'd you perform?
I got 100, 152.
Ugh.
Sorry. I got 1,152 points. There we go. So I cut a little bit short there. My hookers went over a flash. Bono, Owelu, and Simpkin got 32 and 20. My forward pack wasn't too bad. Captain Payne Haas got 103. Swapped to Horsburgh, 58. But apart from that, just didn't get the money overall. Just sort of cracked that 1,200 at the end of the day. How did you go?
I went okay. Not as good as last week with my 1,400, but I got 1,219. I had Payne Haas, he got me 103, and I vice-captained him, so I looped back to him, and I didn't captain Tommy Turbo, which thank God I didn't because he only got 88. Not even that bad at the score, but as a captain score, I definitely looped back to Payne Haas, so he took my vice-captain score instead of my captain score for a total of 206. Harry Grant got me 108. My goodness, that man is on fire for the Storm in the hooker position. Latrell Laddie Mitch got 84. Sua Fa'alongo, another man in purple who's just tearing it in the NRL. And I think that's what the Storm needed this whole time, was just a flashy, fast footwork fullback who's just so pumped. I absolutely love him. I think he's, exactly the missing piece for the Storm were. He got 155. Thomas Chester, didn't play him, which is a bit unfortunate, but he got 74. Jonah Pezzett didn't play him either. He got 82. So a couple of errors on my part from not reserving him. But that didn't have a great week, but didn't have a bad week.
Yeah, not too bad. That's good to see.
What trades you making, Dill?
I hope hopefully we see more weeks from you out of that. Interesting for sure. I think what it was in Super Crash Hot, the first 2 rounds, I've got a stack of money left, so I'm looking at trading out my fullback. Was opting to go for Reece Walsh, but then had a look at his play in the Storm. They're not too keen. Ponga got injured. That's not great. Longo got 155. That's crazy. And he's only 511, so he's going to go up in price. We know that. Look, it is a tough one. Looking at who teams are playing. God, there's some big games this week. Raiders, Bulldogs, Roosters, Panthers, Storm, Broncos.
Wow.
That's outstanding.
What
big clashes there.
That's insane.
Cowboys Titans. So Drinkwater could have a field day against the Titans there. Both sides haven't had a win to start the season. Yeah, I think I'm going to go Saw Falingo. I
Are
think
you
I'm going to trade out
serious?
Drinkwater and go Falingo. Yeah, mate. Okay. That's what I'm going to do. I had Nakaseni on my bench. I'm going to start him this week. I think, and then I still have another trade up my sleeve. I think I'll keep that. I don't think I need to do anything else. I think I'm just gonna play the waiting game. I'll keep Payne Haas as captain, Nico as vice, and then have Mooney, Martin, Sanders, and Keeney on my reserves.
Nice. What did Kenny get for you last week?
And he got 56.
Ooh. Okay.
It's not amazing,
No,
but
not bad.
I trust him. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Well, Dill, I have made a couple changes as well. I've been forced to make 2 changes because Taylor May is out for 4 to 6 weeks with his shoulder, popping out his shoulder in that Cowboys-Tigers games. And Ponga, we all know the news about Ponga with his hamstring injury. My goodness, that poor bloke cannot get away from an injury cloud, Kenny. I feel so bad for him. Like, fantastic first game against the Cowboys. He got me 116 on my super coach. I was frothing. But now, unfortunately, he got me 54 and he came off. He scored a try, though, but he came off as soon as he scored that try with a hamstring injury, 6 to 8 weeks. So, tried out both of those two, and I brought in Nathan Cleary. I thought I had to bring in Cleary as my flex option. And I brought in Will Warbrick as I thought he was a perfect mid-range winger, and he got 93 last week. So I was like, oh, plus with Broncos yips on that right-hand side, where they've scored a total of 66 points. They've leaked a total of 66 points, sorry. I thought Will Warbrick had to come in, as I think he'll grab a couple tries, I hope. But yeah, that's my changes for this week. Will Warbrick in, Nathan Cleary in. And yeah, my team is starting to stack up. Not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. He's averaging. He scored 78 back in round 1. So I thought, oh, you know what? He's on it.
That's not bad.
Yeah, only 413,000, and he'll most definitely go up in price after this week. So that's nice for me.
No doubt.
But yeah, I'm not sure who to reserve. I think I'm reserving for Feeder, Noah Martin, Ethan Sanders, and Pezzett. I don't know if I should reserve Chester, Faymani, or Setu too, but I'm thinking about Thomas Chester just because he's up against the Titans. Faymani, people are saying, he's got that Brian To'o build and he's really going to explode this week. But I think Noah Martin consistently getting in the 60s and above. I think I have to reserve him along with Fafita. Sanders, I'm not so sure about. Pezzett, I'm not so sure about. I don't know. They're hit and miss at the moment, so I'm still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't know. Not quite sure.
It's the same. He got E4 last week.
I know. So I reckon he's a pod. I was going to say, who's your pod this week? And I was going to say Sasangi. I've been
72-84.
I've been really riding the Sasangi wave at the moment, but I dead set think Sasangi is the pod play. I think if he can keep that center spot away from Tomoka, if he stays this week or if he stays next week, dead set think he's a pod play. But
yeah,
not a bad shout.
No, that sounds good. Very interesting to see. I might have to watch SA Playbook and a few of Guru's podcasts.
Absolutely.
Going to the back end of this week, I reckon. Just to get a bit of an eye on.
Yeah.
Break evens and whatnot. But yeah, super keen to see how we go. All right, that's another episode done for this week, done and dusted for the Bad and Med podcast. Thanks all for watching. We'll be releasing more content throughout the week, possibly a few promos and edits on an Instagram page. So go follow that in the lead up to Thursday. And like the usual, I think the Raiders Junior Development video should be out as well. Fingers crossed Wednesday, maybe Tuesday. And yeah, stay tuned. So thanks all for watching. I'm Dylan. This is Declan. And we'll catch you guys next week.
See you guys.